Good morning and welcome to the 8:15 daily operations weather brief. Following last night's frontal passage, we are starting off this morning with some nice and clear conditions out the window with light winds and drier air overspreading much of our local region, and that's helping to keep our rain chances low throughout the day today. As we move on, we'll begin to see both our temperatures and winds begin to climb as our daily highs look to approach the mid-60s area and our winds gusting up to near wind advisory criteria at times. But overall, we should see a pretty nice day ahead with that drier air moving in place and mostly clear skies. Now, looking at this morning's surface analysis chart, we do see that a strong low pressure system over northern Michigan is helping to drive some changes across our region, as we did have that associated cold front clear the area earlier this morning, and we can see that pushing off on the right-hand side of the screen. As mentioned earlier, that is allowing for some increasingly dry air to move in, along with some strengthening westerly winds, and those will actually create some good mixing conditions and allow our dew points to drop throughout much of the afternoon and make for a drier day ahead. And that, combined with the lower amount of cloud cover, should help temperatures push into the mid to upper 60s, while also allowing those lower humidity levels in the area to make for a nice early fall day overall. And then in the days following, this pattern does look to continue, at least into Thursday, with another push of cool, dry air, and those will maintain our breezy westerly conditions before we see some high pressure build in from the upper Midwest Thursday night, and that will begin to work to help those winds diminish, and we'll see our temperatures drop as we set up for a cooler Friday with our highs ranging in the lower 60s, and those temperatures will progressively be on the decline throughout the upcoming days. As for our current weather observations, we are seeing a few clouds out in the distance at about 7,000 feet with unrestricted visibility here on base. Winds are westerly at about 4 knots, so remaining pretty light, with our temperature currently sitting at 58 degrees and our relative humidity at 83%. Now, pulling up this morning's satellite imagery, we can see where that cold front is off to the right-hand side of that screen as it continues to push further offshore, and that low pressure to the northwest continues to drift eastward, or more so towards our region. Not expecting any real impacts, just some cooler, drier air making its way in, and as a result, we see clearing skies largely in the wake of that frontal passage. We will likely see a couple clouds mix in today, but that clearing effect is well underway, and we should have mostly clear skies today. That leads us on to the model run for today, in which we can see we are modeled to remain largely dry according to the HER run here. This is on a 24-hour loop. We can see much of the precip is up in the Great Lakes in the northeast region, and that frontal boundary as it continues to push offshore. But again, we do look to remain dry, and most models, almost all of them at this point, do have a strong consensus on that being the case. Now for our 24-hour outlook here, or forecast, we do have some light cloud cover anticipated for a good majority of the day today. Off to the right there in the terminal aerodrome forecast, we are saying that generally 6,000 feet we'll see a couple clouds out there, and then we see things clear up as we move into the cooler hours and the overnight hours, so should clear out and see those temperatures begin to drop a good bit down into the 40s tonight, as there will be not much in the name of cloud cover to retain any of that heat. And as for our winds today, They are going to start off, right now they're light, but we're anticipating them to slowly and progressively pick up through the earlier half of today and through the afternoon, and then we'll see those winds start to diminish as we move into the evening. At times, those winds do look to reach or become just shy of the wind advisory criteria, and those gusts could certainly be higher than what is listed here. Sometimes the models have a hard time dealing with an exceptionally dry air mass, which is certainly the case for today. But some color on the board to bring awareness to a possible wind advisory. And yeah, so moving on to the days ahead. On Thursday, we can anticipate mostly sunny skies with a few clouds mixing in the afternoon, as well as those slightly breezy conditions and a possible wind advisory coming into play. And a high of 64. So, as mentioned earlier, temperatures on the decline. And then Thursday night, we'll see mostly clear skies and a low of 44 for Friday, in which partly cloudy skies with a few more clouds mixing in comparatively to Thursday and some slightly breezy conditions, but ever so slightly less breezy than what is anticipated on Thursday, hence no color on the board. And for Friday, a high of 61. That is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day.